Hello there, welcome to another video with Fires of Kaladesh, MTG. We're doing another deck tech today. Today we'll be doing things slightly differently. We'll be having a look at Arahbo, Roar of the World, and Cat Tribal. I played this one the other night in a little 1v1 tournament, and a lot of people have said they've never actually seen a aggressive cat deck before, so I thought, look into what would make a cat deck aggressive, what sort of cats you want to be running, everything like that, and let's dive in. Okay, so Arahbo himself is a 5/5 for 3, a green and a white. He's a legendary cat avatar. He has the disgusting Eminence ability. Right at the beginning of combat on your turn, if Arahbo Roar of the World is either in the command zone or on the battlefield, another target cat you control will get +3/+3 until end of turn. And whenever another cat you control attacks, you may pay 1, a green and a white, and if you do, it gains trample and +X until end of turn, where X is its power. So obviously, Arahbo is built for having quite a powerful, aggressive cat deck. We're going with a companion for the commander, which will be Kahira the Orphan Guard. Kahira is a 1 and 2 green and or white for a 3/2 legendary cat beast. It has vigilance and it gives all other creatures that are cats, elementals, nightmares, or dinosaurs or beasts get +1/+1 and vigilance as well. So obviously, you're going to want to hit as fast and hard as you can as possible in this deck. So for that reason, we're running a lot of very, very low mana curve creatures. I think the average mana curve on here is about 3 drop, which is quite nice. See, the faster you can get stuff out, as I said, the better. Because obviously, if you can get that +3/+3 on your second turn, superb. So for a bunch of 1 drops, we are running an Adorned Mouser, which is a 1/1 lifelink modular, a Sacred Cat, which is another 1/1 lifelink, and a Charmed Stray for the third 1/1 lifelink. Our other 1 drop is the Savannah Lions. Obviously, other cats which you want to keep an eye out for in a deck like this, possible stuff like Leonine Shikari, so you can look at instant speed. I also have a Keeper of the Fables in here, to give us a draw engine with our aggression. Then we've got a few cats as well, which give doing nice little abilities on the sides, such as a Faladar Cub, which you can sacrifice to destroy target enchantment. Along with the Faladar Cub, we also have the Leonine Arbiter to prevent players from searching libraries, but they can pay 2 to ignore that effect. Just means obviously if they are going to be ramping out, it's going to take them that bit longer and that little bit more mana every time. And then a Licensed Aesthetic, again, when it enters the battlefield, you can destroy an enchantment. Obviously, what I be getting as many users out of every single creature that you lay, really, in all honesty. And then the third is a Quasali Pridemage, which you can sacrifice to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Now, obviously, along with your more useful cats, we've also got more aggressive cats, such as the Pride Sovereign for 2 and a green. He gets +1/+1 for each other cat you control. You can pay a white, tap and exert him to create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens. Let's go for a selection of the other ones which we have in here. Quasali Ambusher is always a nice little surprise. For 1, a green and a white, he's got reach, he's at 2/3. And if a creature is attacking you and you control a forest and a plains, you can play this for flash without paying its mana cost. So it's just nice little ones which you can drop in. Miri Weatherlight Duelist is a highly, highly powerful card in any cat deck, to be honest with it. 1, a green and a white. She's a 3/2 cat warrior, first strike. When she attacks, each opponent can't block with more than 1 creature this combat. And as long as she's tapped, no more than 1 creature can attack you each combat. So obviously, in a deck like this, where you're looking at swinging out every single turn if possible, getting as much damage in, at least that's going to reduce stuff that's coming back to yourself. We've got a few Lord effects other than the Kahira, of course. We've got the Feline Sovereign to give cats +1/+1 protection from dogs, and also enables us to destroy artifacts and enchantments again. Little beasts like the Adorned Pouncer. So 1/1 double strike for 1 and a white. But obviously, if you target him with a Arahbo, you could be having a 4/4 double striker, hitting nice and fast and hard, always brilliant. Prowling Serpapard is an essential card in most decks, to be honest with you. So it's 2 green and 1 for a 4/3 cat snake. He can't be countered, and prevents all your other creature spells from being countered. You got other little ones like the Fleece Mane Lion for a green and a white. You can pay 3 a white and a green to make him monstrous, and if he's monstrous he gets hexproof and indestructible. Little simple ones like King of the Pride to give away cats +2/+1. A wing condition in your Faladar Sovereign, 4 and 2 white, vigilance and lifelink, 4/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you've got 40 or more life, you win the game. Regal Caracal, yet again, that Lord effect gives them more vigilance as well, and creates tokens when he comes in. So obviously, you've got a good idea of what sort of creatures to be running in here. I've tried several different builds with the cats ever since I got Arahbo. Obviously, whether it be through the pre-constructed deck, I went quite artifact and equipment based. I've gone for quite a late game, but I found that generally speaking it does run best when you're going quite low to the ground, wide and hard hitting. We've also got a selection of Planeswalkers, just to obviously boost up those little creatures for later on during the game. So we've got Ajani Steadfast, Ajani Valiant Protector. So a lot of these you'll notice are all running around the +1/+1 counter theme. It's just a nice way to obviously be able to boost up all those little creatures and just keep them all relevant until the end of the game. Ajani Adversarial Tyrants, Ajani Unyielding, and Ajani Goldmane. The sort of artifacts will be running. You've got your bog standard stuff like, of course, your Swiftfoot Boots, your Lightning Greaves, Soul Ring, and there's a few other ones which I would recommend. Which are the Hammer of Nazan. It's a 4-drop, it equips for 4, but whenever this or another equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you can equip it for free, and this will give the equipped creature +2/+0 and indestructible. Herald's Horn is an essential in any tribal deck. It's 3 to cast. As it enters the battlefield, you choose the creature type. Your creature spell is going to be 1 less of the chosen type. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature of the chosen type, reveal it, put it in your hand, and just draw another card. And yes, I understand this is a pricey one, but if you can afford it, Great Henge is absolutely brilliant in Arahbo. It's 7 and 2 green for a legendary artifact. It's going to cost you X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. You can tap to add 2 green and gain 2 life, and whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. So obviously this is going to be doing everything what we want in this deck. It's giving us obviously mana, life, +1/+1 counters, draw, and obviously the beautiful thing with Arahbo in this one is, say for example, you give any of your cats +3/+3 until end of turn. This is going to be something which you could get out nice and quickly, hopefully, if you've got it in your opening hand or you draw it quite early in the game. We have a few enchantments, such as we're going for stuff like Mirari's Wake. Again, that Lord effect to give them all +1/+1 and then double up the mana. Got Hardened Scales to boost those +1/+1 counters. Faladar Retreat again gives us the option of +1/+1 counter, or 2/2 Cat Beast whenever we lay a land. Citadel Siege, don't really see this played as much anymore. So cards, you can choose 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, or dragons, you can tap up to 2 target creature on beginning combat on each opponent's turn. Brave the Sands, just to give them more vigilance, so you see attack and defend. Ajani's Welcome is just a simple little 1-drop enchantment to let you gain that life continuously. And Death's Presence is quite expensive at 5 and a green, but whenever a creature you control dies, you put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the power of that creature. So obviously, even if you do use all your +1/+1 counters, just pile them all onto one creature, Voltron style, doesn't mean you're going to lose them if you've got that on the field at the same time, hopefully. Not running a lot of sorceries in this one, we're mainly just going for a selection of card draw, whether it be for a Collective Unconscience, Harmonise, Shamanic Revelation, of course. And we've also got a Bond of Discipline in here as well, which will tap all creatures your opponents control and give all your creatures lifelink until end of turn. It's just a nice little wing comp potentially. Obviously, there's not many which you get in aggressive. As they say, aggressive is the worst form of killing bad people. But hey, simple minds, simple pleasures. Run a fair few instants. We've got simple things like Condemn, just to return attacking creatures onto the bottom of their owner's libraries, which is much nicer sometimes than getting rid of them, depends upon the deck you're playing against. Of course, Heroic Intervention. If you're lucky enough to be able to get hold of one of these or have one already, please send them my way. White Sun's Zenith is X and 3 white, which will let you create X 2/2 white cat creature tokens, and then you shuffle this back in your library. Selesnya Charm will give target creature +2/+2 and trample, or exile a creature of power 5 or greater, or the not so useful but a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance onto the battlefield. Force of Vigor. If it's not your turn, you may exile a green card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. You can destroy up to 2 artifacts and or enchantments. Pledge of Unity, again, is playing that +1/+1 counter theme, so you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and then you gain 1 life for each creature you control as well. And then last of all, Dromoka's command is a green and a white. You can choose 2, prevent all damage that target instant or sorcery spell would deal this turn. Target player sacrifices an enchantment, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature, or target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. And then just to finish things off, we'll run through a quick look at some of the non-basic lands we'll be running in here. We have simple ones, such as Opal Palace, which if your commander does get targeted and killed a lot, is quite a nice one. So it does mean you're going to be carrying that 1 extra, but you're going to be getting +1/+1 counters for each time you cast it from the command zone. Animal Sanctuary will let you put +1/+1 counters on your cats. Path of Ancestry will give you that scry opportunity whenever you cast a cat with it. Mosswort Bridge, always a lovely card. Rogue's Passage, just in case obviously it gets that later game you think you can kill somebody off, make it unblockable. Razor Verge Thicket, which will give you options. Command Tower, of course. Mystifying Maze will let you remove attacking creatures from combat. And Agevany Township is again +1/+1 counter base for you. Right, so I hope you liked the idea and the theming behind this deck. If you've got a cat tribal deck or something similar, please let me know in the comments down below. Of course, any likes, dislikes as well, shares, comments are all appreciated. Let me know why. And we hopefully will see you next time. Thanks a lot.